everyone and welcome back to the Edexcel Hub. Today we are going to be starting with Unit 1 Algebra 1. The first topic is simplifying algebraic expressions. For example, if you had a question to simplify a plus 3ab minus 4ba, you could simplify this by subtracting these two terms because they are known as like terms. They have the same variables a and b, so you can add them or subtract them. So in this case, the answer would be a minus ab because 3 minus 4 is equal to minus 1. So it would result in minus ab. And you cannot simplify a any further because there's no other like term to simplify it with. You can only add or subtract like terms. So 3ab plus 2ab would become 5ab, or 5a square plus 2a square would become 7a square. But you cannot add terms like 3a square plus 5a because the terms are not alike. One is a square and one is a, so they would remain the same. A way to check your simplification is by substituting numbers. For example, 4pq minus 7pq. This will become minus 3pq. Let's say p is equal to 1 and q is equal to 2. So it will be 4 into 1 into 2 minus 7 into 1 into 2. This would become 8 minus 7 into 2 is 14. So 8 minus 14, which is equal to minus 6. And what is minus 3pq? Minus 3 into 1 into 2, which is equal to minus 6. So they are the same. Next, we have simplifying algebraic expressions with brackets. For example, you have an expression like 3b square into 3b. Now, how you simplify this? You open up this bracket first of all. So it will be 3b into 3b. Then you put this 3b as well. So it will be into 3b. Now 3 into 3 into 3 is 27, and b into b into b is b cube. Usually when you have a number like 3ab, the multiplication sign is not always included in it, but this just means 3 into a into b. So don't get confused. Let's say you have another expression, 5abc into 2ab square c cube into 3ac. Now how you simplify this is you add the like powers. Now how you simplify this is you add the like powers. For example, a, you have one a, another a, and another a. So you have 3 a's, and don't get confused, a is just a to the power 1. So there's 1, 2, 3. So when you add the powers, it becomes a cube. Next, you have b and b square. So 1 plus 2 is 3. So that's b cube. Then c, c cube, and c. So that's 1 plus 3 plus 1, which is 5. So you write c to the power 5. And lastly, don't forget to multiply the numbers. So 5 into 2 is 10, 10 into 3 is 30. So you put 30 in front of it. You only add the like powers when it is multiplication. So if it's a plus a square, it would remain the same. So a plus a square. But if it was a into a square, it would become a cube. Let's do a final example. So you have the expression 2xy square into 3x square y plus 4x cube y cube. First, you add the like powers in this expression. So you have x and x square. So when you add the powers, it will become x cube. And y square into y is y cube. Then you multiply 2 into 3, which is 6. Then add this as well. 4x cube y cube. Now you can add these because they are like terms. So it would become 10x cube y cube. Let's also discuss expanding brackets. So for example, you have a bracket like 4 3m minus 2. This just means 4 into 3m minus 2 in brackets. So what you do is you multiply the outside term with each term inside the bracket. So it will become 4 into 3m, then you have a minus sign in between. So put minus, then write 4 into 2. This will give you 12m minus 8. Another example is 3 upon 4 into 4x minus 8y bracket minus 3 by 5 into 15x minus 5y. To expand this, to make things easier, while expanding this, consider these two as separate expressions. So you have 3 by 4, 4x minus 8y, and minus 3 by 5, 15x minus 5y. Don't forget about this minus sign. When you expand the outside term with each and every one of the inside terms, you would get 3 by 4 into 4 is just 3x. Then when you multiply 3 by 4 into minus 8, you would get minus 6 and then y. Now when you multiply minus 3 by 5 into 15, you would get minus 9 and add the x as well. Then when you multiply minus 3 by 5 into minus 5y, you would get positive 3y. Now add these terms. You would add the like terms, so 3x and minus 9x. That would give us minus 6x. And then minus 6y and plus 3y, you would get minus 3y. This would be your answer. Next, let's discuss solving equations. When you solve an equation, it means to have only x on one side of the equation. For example, you have to solve x plus 3 equals 12. You have to find x. How to do this is you make x as the only thing on that one side. So in this case, you have x plus 3. You have to remove this 3 by shifting it to the other side. How we do that is by minusing 3 on both sides. So when you minus 3 here and minus 3 here, you would get x is equal to 12 minus 3. This would give you x is equal to 9. Another example is to solve 3 divided by x is equal to 12 for x. Now, how do you make the x the subject in this? You first multiply both sides by x. So you multiply by x, multiply by x. So 3 divided by x into x would give you 3. And on the other side, 12 into x is 12x. But you still have 12 in the other side with x. Now how to remove this 12 is you divide both sides by 12. So divide by 12 and then divide by 12. So you would get 3 divided by 12 is equal to 12x divided by 12 is x. It's always better to simplify your values at the end. So 3 by 12 is just 1 upon 4. So x is equal to 1 upon 4. Always check your answer at the end. How to check your answer is just by substituting the value of x you got into the original equation. So 3 divided by 1 divided by 4 is equal to 4 will go on the top side, so it will become 3 into 4, which is equal to 12. So you got the same answer in both. Let's try another equation. Let's say we have an equation 5 bracket 10 minus 3x bracket is equal to 30. First, what we have to do is expand this bracket. So you multiply the outside term with all the inside terms. 5 into 10 is 50 and 5 into minus 3x is minus 15x is equal to 30. Now first let's arrange the terms. So we put both the numerical terms to one side and the value of x to a separate side. So let's take the 30 in that side and 15x minus 15x on the other side. So it will become 50, positive 30 will become minus 30. So minus 30 is equal to minus 15x will become positive 15x. When you simplify this, you get 50 minus 30 is 20 is equal to 15x. Then to get x as the subject, you divide 15 on both sides. So you get 20 divided by 15 is equal to x. You can simplify this by dividing it by 5. So you would get 4 and 3. So the answer will be x is equal to 4 divided by 3. Now how do you solve equations with x on both sides? Let's take an example. 3x plus 8 is equal to 7x minus 8. We always want the x to be positive. So we take the 3x on the other side. So that would become 8 is equal to 7x minus 3x minus 8. Then we put all the numerical terms on one side. So we take this minus 8 and put it to the other side. Negative 8 will become positive 8. So it will become 8 plus 8 is equal to 7x minus 3x. Now we can just simplify this. 8 plus 8 is 16 is equal to 7x minus 3x is 4x. Then we want x as the subject of the equation. So we divide 4 on both sides. So 16 divided by 4 is 4 and 4x divided by 4 is x. So you would get x is equal to 4. Now what happens if we have negative signs outside the brackets? For example, we have to solve this equation for x. First, let's expand the brackets. So 2 into 3x is 6x and 2 into positive 1 is positive 2. Now how do we deal with the negative sign outside this bracket? We just multiply the negative sign with 2x. Just consider the minus as minus 1. So minus 1 into 2x will become minus 2x. Then multiply the negative sign with negative 5 as well. So it would become minus 1 into minus 5 is just positive 5 is equal to 15. Now we can simplify this as normal. So 6x minus 2x would become 4x and 5 plus 2 is 7 is equal to 15. Then take the 7 to the other side. 4x is equal to 15 minus 7. So 4x is equal to 8. Then you divide 4 on both sides. You would get x is equal to 2. Now how do you solve problems leading to equations? For example, you have this problem. The result of doubling a certain number and adding 17 is the same as multiplying that number by 3 and adding 4. What is the number? We have to make an equation for this problem. So let's say that that number is x. So the result of doubling a certain number, so that just means 2 into x, which is 2x, and adding 17, so plus 17. is the same as, this just means equal to. So equal to multiplying that number x by 3. So 3x, 3 into x, and adding 4, so plus 4. So what is x? So we can just solve this equation now by simplifying it. Take 2x to the other side and take 4 to the other side. So that would become 17 minus 4 is equal to 3x minus 2x. 17 minus 4 is 13 is equal to 3x minus 2x is 1x, or we can just write that as x. So you got the answer. X is equal to 13, or that number is 13. That's all from me today. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more videos. And don't forget to share with your friends. Have a great day.